In boardrooms and war rooms across the West, Sun Tzu's The Art of War sits prominently on shelves, yet beneath this surface reverence lies a profound misunderstanding. Western generals have studied this text for centuries, but have they truly grasped its essence? The problem begins with translation. When British officer Lionel Giles first translated Sun Tzu into English in 1910, he filtered ancient Chinese concepts through Victorian military thinking. Words like shi and dao lost their nuanced meanings, becoming simplified military terms. Consider the famous opening, "War is a matter of vital importance to the state." Western readers see this as justification for military buildup, but Sun Tzu's original context suggests the opposite. Because war is so vital, it should be avoided whenever possible. Western military tradition, from Alexander to Napoleon, celebrates decisive battle. Victory comes through crushing the enemy in dramatic confrontation. Sun Tzu's philosophy represents a fundamentally different approach to conflict. For Sun Tzu, the highest excellence isn't winning battles, but winning without fighting. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the acme of skill. Western generals often quote this line while planning maximum destruction. The concept of shi illustrates this cultural divide. Often translated as strategic advantage, it actually means something closer to strategic momentum or potential energy. Western generals seek to possess advantage. Sun Tzu teaches how to flow with circumstances. Look at how Western militaries study Sun Tzu. They extract tactical principles about deception and intelligence while missing the holistic philosophy. The text becomes a toolbox rather than a complete worldview. This selective reading has real consequences. During the Vietnam War, American generals applied Sun Tzu's tactical advice while ignoring his warnings about fighting on unfavorable terrain against a determined enemy. The cultural context matters profoundly. Sun Tzu wrote during China's Warring States period, where states survived through careful balance rather than total conquest. His philosophy reflects this reality of limited, calculated conflict. Western military education emphasizes Clausewitz's fog of war, the uncertainty of battle. Sun Tzu's approach seeks to eliminate this fog through perfect intelligence and preparation. These are fundamentally different starting points. Consider leadership. Western tradition celebrates the heroic commander leading from the front. Sun Tzu describes the ideal general as serene and inscrutable, operating through systems rather than personal bravery. The misunderstanding extends to Sun Tzu's famous "know yourself and know your enemy" maxim. Western readers focus on enemy analysis, while the original places equal emphasis on self-knowledge and moral cultivation. Modern business applications reveal similar distortions. Western executives use Sun Tzu for competitive advantage, while the text's deeper message emphasizes harmony and avoiding unnecessary conflict. The translation of Bing Fa as Art of War itself creates misunderstanding. A more accurate translation might be military methods or principles of conflict. The word art suggests creativity, but misses the systematic, almost scientific approach. Western military history celebrates decisive battles: Waterloo, Gettysburg, Normandy. Chinese military tradition, influenced by Sun Tzu, values campaigns won through maneuver and positioning before fighting even begins. Sun Tzu's emphasis on adaptability gets misinterpreted as flexibility in execution. But his original meaning is deeper, adapting to the fundamental nature of circumstances, like water taking the shape of its container. The psychological dimension suffers in translation. Sun Tzu's discussions of morale and leadership connect to Confucian and Taoist concepts unfamiliar to Western military thinkers of the 19th and 20th centuries. Look at how Western militaries use intelligence. They gather information to support decisions. For Sun Tzu, perfect intelligence should make decisions unnecessary. The correct course becomes self-evident. This difference appears in planning. Western military plans are detailed, sequential operations. Sun Tzu advocates planning that maintains multiple possibilities until the last moment, preserving maximum flexibility. The concept of victory itself differs. Western tradition measures victory in territory gained or enemies destroyed. Sun Tzu measures success by achieving political objectives with minimal cost and disruption. Modern Western counterinsurgency efforts reveal this misunderstanding. They apply Sun Tzu's tactics while missing his fundamental principle: the support of the people is more important than military victory. Sun Tzu's environmental awareness gets reduced to use terrain advantage, but his original teaching sees environment as an active participant in conflict, not just passive geography to be exploited. The timing of action represents another cultural divide. Western military tradition values seizing the initiative. Sun Tzu teaches waiting for the perfect moment, even if it means appearing passive. Resource management illustrates the difference. Western militaries seek to accumulate maximum resources. Sun Tzu teaches using minimal necessary resources, since war drains the state's vitality. The role of deception suffers simplification. Western readers see it as tactical trickery. For Sun Tzu, deception permeates every level, from grand strategy to the soldier's mindset. Sun Tzu's connection to Chinese philosophy gets severed in Western readings. His teachings flow from the same philosophical streams as Confucianism and Taoism, emphasizing balance, harmony, and natural order. Consider treatment of prisoners and defeated enemies. Western tradition varies, but often emphasizes punishment or humiliation. Sun Tzu consistently advocates humane treatment to convert enemies into allies. The misunderstanding affects modern strategic thinking. Western analysts apply Sun Tzu to great power competition while missing his warnings about the costs of prolonged conflict. Sun Tzu's emphasis on economy of force gets misinterpreted as efficiency, but his original meaning is deeper, achieving maximum effect through perfect alignment with circumstances, not just doing things well. The cultural lens matters. Western individualism sees the general as separate from the army. Sun Tzu's collectivist perspective sees general and troops as integrated system where morale flows both ways. This explains why Western military reforms often fail when based on Sun Tzu. They adopt surface techniques while missing the underlying philosophical foundation that makes those techniques work. The solution begins with humility. Western strategists must acknowledge that their cultural framework shapes how they read Sun Tzu. They need to step outside their military tradition to understand his. Better translations help, but aren't enough. Understanding requires studying Chinese philosophy, history, and the warring state's context. Sun Tzu didn't write in a vacuum. The practical benefits are substantial. A deeper understanding of Sun Tzu could transform Western approaches to conflict resolution, international relations, and even corporate strategy.